everyone.
Hello.
Hey, welcome. Welcome, Dr. Venus.
Welcome. Thank
And
you.
I don't hear any echo.
Good.
I ditched the headphones.
Oh, okay. So maybe that got in each other's way.
Yeah. All right. So, welcome, everyone. Oh, it's doing it, isn't it? Mm, not sure where the echo's coming from.
Oh, you still have an echo?
Yeah,
I can't hear it at my end at all.
it's just really distracting to me.
Yeah. It's
Okay. Let's stick something in comments and maybe someone will comment. Um,
maybe something turned on somewhere. Maybe by mistake. It's like,
live stream. Well, let's see. There we go. Now, let's see.
what did you do different?
Oh, Helga, you don't want me to admit my mistakes, do you?
Oh, no, of course not.
No, lesson learned. I had another window open because I had two monitor screens and I had YouTube open on the other one. And there
Oh,
is a
okay. Yeah,
delay. There's a
yeah,
slight
yeah.
delay.
I can, yeah, I done that, and not with another monitor, but in other
Yep,
ways. Yes,
that's what it was. It was all my doing.
it
As
happens. I
yep.
couldn't see myself this morning, and it seems like when I closed the computer,
Uh-huh.
I closed the camera, which I never do. I never do
Oh,
that, but I had it closed, and so I didn't think of it, to fix it like that. I thought there was something wrong with the program.
oh.
So it
All right. Well,
happens. We're human.
it's good. It's all
Yep.
good. We got it. So
Okay.
this week we read Give and Take by Adam Grant, and he uh, I thought did a wonderful job of bringing real life characters to life. You know what I mean? I
It,
just
to me, this is probably one of my favorite books. I would add this to one of the favorites of all the books we've read so far. It's just full of great information, and it makes you think about how you project yourself and how you perceive others and what you do to others
mm,
in your workplace, in your family, in your social circles. So it was an eye opener to me.
yes. Yeah, it was absolutely that for me too. And I thought when I first started reading it, because I am retired, that I thought, well, I'm not working with other people in a work situation, so maybe this one doesn't apply very much to me, but it certainly does. I really found some areas where I could see myself and kind of you asking myself why I'm interacting with people and why I am building relationships and what kind of relationships am I building.
Hmm.
So that was wonderful. That was a nice surprise for me.
Yes, and it gives you sort of a roadmap, or it gives you an idea of how to proceed and what you might want to change and
Absolutely.
where you want to go.
Absolutely. Yeah. To do some self-examination and
Yes.
check and see why. Okay. So let's get started.
Okay.
I'll let you get to go first, and we'll first talk about what Daniel Pink says about the book.
Okay, so Daniel Pink uh, says that it provided him with a taxonomy on how we deal with others. Very much what we just said. Some of us are givers, which means we help more than we get in return, and we don't think about it, think nothing of it. We don't expect anything in return. Some of us are takers, meaning that we take more than we give. And most of us are matchers. We reciprocate. You do something for me, I do something for you. The most successful people are givers. And likewise, the least successful people are also givers. That was a surprise to me and a surprise to him as well. So this book teaches us how to be givers without being doormats. And
Mm,
that's very significant. So the book outlines how you can be a giver and be successful without becoming a doormat and landing
mm,
on the bottom rung of the ladder.
right. And letting other people take advantage of you.
Yes.
I really, for me, when it's stated several times in the book about um, the most successful are givers, but also the least successful. It took me several times of reading that and reading the stories around it to understand what that exactly meant. And but I see that for me, what I understood, and I think this is what Mr. Pink was talking about, is that a giver is a person who's in it for the long game. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they're in it for uh, not. It's not. They're just. You never know when you're going to need some help down the road, and it may be a year, it may be 5 years, it may be something. But if you're doing nice things for people, then you're kind of building up goodwill just by building up each other.
Exactly, and they probably more inclined to pay it back in your time of need. Not that you expect it, but you might be able to lean on them when you need the help,
That's true.
versus takers who very quickly are found practically shunned, after a
Hmm.
while because they are ruthless.
Right. And when they get caught doing something negative, they are punished and just cut off from their people. They thought they were building up, uh, favors. You're not putting
Yes,
favors in a bank. You're just helping people because you want to help people and
yes,
make their lives better. So that was nice. I like that. Thank you for bringing that up. I forgot to mention in the introduction that with the whole idea behind this podcast is that Daniel Pink published uh, a video or a list of books, the 21 books that changed his life. And so we thought that we would sit down and read those books and see if they could change our lives too, if they were um, we'd like to have that experience as well. So we are on book number 12. Of course, we added Daniel Pink's book,
yeah,
um, Regret, The Power of Regret. And we've covered that one already, but we're continuing on, and hopefully by the end of the year, we'll finish this list. So, uh, welcome everyone to the podcast. Here are your next notes.
okay. My next slide. So the givers is, of course, what both of us interest the most. uh, so I thought I give the rendition of what the difference is between those that end up at the bottom and those givers that are successful. So the selfless givers give their time and energy with no regard for their own needs, leading to burnout and low productivity. They help even when to the detriment in a workplace, for example. They help to the detriment of getting their own work done. And as a result, they may be let go because they get nothing done. They don't
Mm.
get their work done. They're not successful in whatever they are working on. So in the end, they may lose their job or be just be left out when it comes around to giving praise or getting recognized, even though they give so much of themselves to the company or to other people in the company, where they just lose out in the end. So that's the selfless givers. The other giver is the otherish giver. They care about benefiting others, but also maintain ambitious goals for advancing their own interests. So they are able actually to say no when they need to get their own things done. They protect themselves from exploitation by setting boundaries, choosing when and how they give, and being assertive when necessary, especially with known takers. And that is easier said than done, as you
Yeah.
find out in the book.
Right. Right. And then,
Oh, okay. The next one, when givers succeed, it spreads. This was significant to me. When givers succeed and others recognize that you're giving in a selfless manner, that you're not necessarily expecting something back, within a group, it can spread and cascade and turn others into the same givers. And in doing so, it really promotes group success, where everyone feels they have a stake in it and everyone feels successful and everyone is doing things for the common good. So that's the goal. Successful givers have unique approaches to interactions in 4 key domains. That's networking. It's how they network, how they collaborate, how they evaluate, and how they influence other people. Networks come with 3 major advantages: private information, insights into private information, diverse skills, and power. And that's what they take advantage of.
I like
And
that.
not in a mean-spirited way, but it just comes to them because people in return want to help them. So they gain far more greater insight into, let's say, a competing company if they have someone in there that they've been giving, versus a taker who puts people on guard, and they don't want to
Hmm.
share information with them because they've been had before by takers.
Right. And they feel that also when you meet a taker, you get kind of a, oh, I want to say an icky feeling,
Yes,
where you just feel like, I feel like I may be used by this person,
yes,
that intuition that you kind of you can get sometimes. And I like the your point where the when givers succeed, it spreads and cascades. So when
yes,
someone gives just wholeheartedly and celebrates another person's success, it does.
exactly.
It lifts. What's that saying? The tide raises all boats. When
Yes,
one person succeeds, we all succeed, and it's a giving kind of an attitude. I really like that.
yes. And when people sense there are no ulterior motives for someone helping you,
Hmm.
when you feel that this is genuine, it just makes everybody, it's a win-win situation.
Right. That's to me, that's also kind of a mentorship relationship.
Yes,
When the mentor is not trying to get anything out of the person who's up and coming, it's they're helping them find success in their own goals and their own lives. So
yes,
that's wonderful.
yes,
Um, let's see. So, now one of the quotes that I noticed that spoke to me was that hiring practices include checking social network profiles and posts. And the author, Mr. Grant, said um, that you look at someone's social media posts, and if they are the center and they are um, if they're the main point of the post, then it's kind of self-centered. That would be more a sign of a taker than a giver. But if you look at their posts and they're celebrating other people and other places and other pointing, then that's more of a giver characteristic. And
Yes,
the
and there's
quote,
a distinct manner of speaking between takers and givers. Takers is the I form. I did,
yeah,
I this, I that. Whereas givers, they speak in terms of we.
yeah,
So they give
exactly.
credit to the group, whereas takers, it's all about themselves.
Right. And you can understand the quote is, you can understand someone's reputation at a peer level pretty quickly. When your
Yes,
relationships and reputations are visible to the world, it's harder to achieve sustainable success as a taker. So
yes,
when everything is shown and you're, for example, they had Kenneth Lay, the Enron CEO, his picture in
yeah,
the annual report. His whole face was just filling the screen, and he was
huge,
the
yeah,
one. And four, I don't know, 4 pages of the 12-page report
all
mentioned
about
him
him.
and all that he did and how great he was.
Yeah,
And so it become when you know what to look for, to me it becomes very apparent when someone is pretty
is
much
a
after
taker,
it.
yes.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
after it
and what
themselves.
this made me think about. I was contemplating who in my circles uh, do I think are takers, matchers, givers. So it made me compose lists, and I may not be right. So, but
Yeah,
the first impressions
yeah.
or the experiences that I make in the course of meeting people and being with people
Hmm.
is it's telling. So it makes you think.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
generally, I mean, the book speaks about some givers being really uh, taken by surprise by they didn't know that they thought friends were friends when actually they were just smooching off them and using them for their own purposes. So sometimes it's not always that clear, but like you
Hmm.
said, your first impression and your intuition, listen to it.
Right, right. And a giver is driven by a sincere desire to make other people's lives better, no matter the cost, and sometimes even at a cost to themselves. And another way that Adam Grant told the story is I like the way he gave kind of the rest of the story, where he gave a fake name to Abraham Lincoln, told us
Yeah.
all about Abraham Lincoln, and called him Samson. And then we find out at the end of the story that he's actually talking about Abraham Lincoln. And we
Yes.
think about one of the greatest presidents we've ever had, and if not the most, you know. And
Yeah. Well, and
it
he
was a nice
points
story.
out that Abraham Lincoln managed, like so many givers, that he managed to make political enemies give back. So he
Yeah,
turned them into givers instead of takers.
right.
And Adam Rifkin knew how to do the same thing, that
Mm-hmm.
successful givers managed to work with competitors actually and made them into mutual givers. So it was like a win-win situation for all of them.
Yes, absolutely. And I wanted to just point out that this book was written in 2013, and so uh, Adam Rifkin was Fortune's best networker in 2011. I mean, he probably still is, but I don't know if they still keep track of those things or not. But um, I just wanted to point out that the book's been out for a while, and there are other books by Adam Grant, and we'll
Yes.
look at his website here in a little bit.
Okay.
Um, Here we go. When favors come with strings attached or implied, the interaction can leave a bad taste, feeling more like a transaction than part of a meaningful relationship. And that's kind of like what we were talking about in
Yes.
just how it feels to be genuinely given to, or it leaves you taker will leave you kind of with a transactional feeling. And then I also love Rifkin's maxim, his what he lives his life by. I believe in the strength of weak ties. So he makes all these connections with other people, and the Fortune 500 people, and they're weak ties in that he doesn't talk to them every week, but when he's with them, they are genuinely interested in each other and they're genuinely relating to each other. And so that in years later, when you come back and the person remembers you because you've had a genuine interaction. And so also that reminds me of the book by Malcolm Gladwell, The Tipping Point, is that he, and one of the types of people that he talks about is a maven, and a maven is a connector person. So
Oh,
it's a
okay.
person that's really good at making connections. And we haven't, that's not one of the books on our list, but it made an impression on me because I thought, I'd like to be a maven. I know people,
Hmm.
and I try to do that, and tried to do that in my job too, where I knew someone had a question, and I thought maybe someone else might have the answer, and so I'd try to connect them and say, okay, you know, go to, fix the problem because I think you two could work well together. But I never was really open about what I was doing, but I just really had a kind of an intuition that, yeah, those people could work well together. And so I like the idea of weak ties, that you maybe haven't talked to someone in a long time, but you're still connected to them.
Yeah, and I think it was Rifkin. I'm not sure, but he talks in his book about looking at you go through your Rolodex. Of course, who still has Rolodexes nowadays? So look at your LinkedIn connections and look at your emails and other social media sites that you subscribe to, and look at people who you haven't really spoken to in a long time, and
Hmm.
look at two people that have an uncommon commonality, or uncommon something that they don't really have in common, but that would make a good uh, a, a good pairing, and bring them together, introduce them to each other, and see if they can make a go at whatever goals they have. So that was interesting to me.
Hmm.
So, and you yourself, it recommends you yourself, people that you haven't spoken to in a long time. Um, uh, Try and make a connection with them and see what they're up to, see what they're doing.
Hmm.
And we all have lots of those.
Yeah, exactly. And that there's still connections, and there's still value, I think, in those relationships, and checking up on each other, checking up on people that you haven't talked to in a while. And
Mhm.
most people, when you reach out, genuinely interested in how they're doing, they're happy to talk to you. It
Oh,
doesn't
yeah,
mean you're going to
yeah.
be best friends forever, but it's still you can still have a relationship with them.
Hmm. And I really, that's something I have done with people that I lost connection, through my working career for 10 plus years, I have reached out to them, and it's been very, for no reasons other than reconnecting. So
Hmm.
nothing that brought me work-wise any advantages, but in my personal life. So has been a rejuvenating, a refreshing, a rejuvenation of old um, friendships. So and it was very good.
Yeah, yeah, that's wonderful. It's wonderful and refreshing to get word from an old friend.
Yes.
All right. So, what would you say was the most meaningful for you
The
in
most meaningful of the book to me is how to really, I'm still working, is looking at the work climate and see what I can do to improve it, to make it better, to where have people uh, think in otherish terms,
hmm
and of course, the last pages of the book that I read provided some great pointers, to maybe make a small group of people and ask them to ask other colleagues, do they need any help with something? So
hmm
where everybody would ask someone else, how can I help you? And everybody must, in that group, must reach out to somebody and give something, and to see if it is returned, but without any expectations, just to get something started. And it may lead to an improvement in the overall, create some kind of a better better community feeling at the workplace.
hmm
So that stuck out to me. That's something that I would love to work at.
Yeah, yeah, I like that too. That's really good for people who are in a work environment to because if you turn and ask, the person next to you, you may not just catch them at the water cooler, It's may um, build a relationship between those two, that's new that maybe never would have happened. So that's pretty cool. That's neat.
Yeah, and it is kind of rewarding. I have, and I always do in a way, because of the technology that we do. I always try and make life better using technology the way I understand it, and the way when I have these aha moments, this
Yeah.
is a great tool. So I always try and share it. And I actually yesterday, it was wonderful. I got some feedback from one of our our staff members that he really appreciates this effort, because he's always looking for new things. And he says,
Oh.
he said yesterday, you gave me some great tools here that I will research and share with you back how it worked for me, and that's rewarding. So I really, that was a nice surprise yesterday to me, because normally, we're so busy, and it's nothing meant badly. We're so busy that sometimes you offer things, people don't even have the time to look at it,
Mm.
because they run around all day trying to do this, trying to do that, and get home to family, and then there's more chores and more things to do. We run we are so busy that often we don't even look at things that could improve our life and could be helpful, or appreciate the offer that you just got. I'm the same way. People bombard me with emails, and sometimes I go, I just really don't have time now to read this.
That's
And then
true.
as you move on in your day, it's like you forget. You don't
Yeah,
even look at it, and it's not meant badly. It's just our lives are so busy that
right.
often we overlook something that could make our lives better.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's nice to have those little opportunities, and so great to hear some feedback like
Yes.
that, hey, that helped me,
Yeah,
that's
it really helped me. So yeah, that was nice. So that tells me that I need to go around too and say, hey, what you did today, really, I
oh,
appreciate that you answered my email. I appreciate that you worked on this, and
yeah,
it tells me that what I'm doing is not for nothing.
right,
So
right, absolutely. It's good to have that encouragement.
yes, so feedback, and I think it was mentioned in the book, the feedback is very valuable, receiving feedback from coworkers, from family members, whoever you
Right,
interact with. Uh, Whether it doesn't always have to be positive. Sometimes, if it's said in a nice way, when you're when you on the path of going down the wrong road, feedback
right,
is valuable.
absolutely.
Nothing watching you slide downhill. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you. If you saw this, why didn't you
yeah,
tell me?
exactly. Yeah, please. I think anything that you do to help communication is great. Um, so we went to Adam Grant's website, and this
Okay.
is adamgrant.net/quizzes. And so the readers can take a quiz and see whether they are a giver, a taker, or a uh,
Match.
matcher. I
Yeah.
wanted to say oh, sorry, brain. So anyway, along on this web page, you can take the assessment, how to unlock your potential, and then also some of the more current books. How often do you think again? And then think you know what it takes to be original. So there's several quizzes, and if you love to take quizzes like I do, then you can find out if you're a giver, taker, or matcher. I should have just read that. All right, so the assessments offer a window into your styles of thinking, improving and interacting. So I think that would be beneficial if you're interested in kind of a self-evaluation and seeing how you can improve and I think this will be good to know so that you know how you come off,
To
how you're
others. Yeah.
perceived by other people.
Yeah. And for those of you who end up being classified as a taker, um, take it at heart, and look
Mhm.
at it, and because sooner or later you might find yourself cut off from the world, because takers eventually are found out and they're shunned. So you might take this uh, as a warning sign, and
Yeah,
give it a try, and see if you can turn around and
yeah,
be better
and
off.
it probably wouldn't take too much to be more aware, to make the change from being a taker to a giver
To a
or
giver
a
or
matcher.
a
Sorry,
match,
a
or yeah,
matcher.
a match,
It,
or yeah.
I
So
think that you could, see how you feel about something and why, maybe asking yourself, why do you do the things you do? Well, maybe it's because you want to, it's a transaction. So you're expecting something from that person right away instead of just doing it because you want to do something nice for someone.
yeah,
So I think this would be a good tool to use to do some self-examination and ask yourself why you're doing the things you're doing.
yeah. So
All right. Well, Dr. Venus, any last thoughts, words would you like to share?
I just recommend, and there's lots of in the chat. We put a lot of websites there that uh, that might interest you in visiting and partaking. Last Thoughts, definitely a book to get and read. We would love the feedback from you. If you go out and get the book, I would love some feedback to see how you liked it and what it did for you. So another last word, maybe I found also that Adam gives a lot of reference to other books that we have
Mm.
already read. Lots of reference to Daniel Pink's
Mhm.
books, lots of reference to Grit, to Thinking in Beds. I found likeness in there, and I found references to the book we read about tight and loose societies. So
Mhm.
lots of connections there to those books. So
Right.
it was interesting to me, the references he made, and made you think back to those books and see how it all ties back together.
Right. Very powerful.
Very
Uh,
powerful.
very
Yes.
powerful. I like that.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, everyone, for being a part of the Three Docs Book Club. And I just hope that you join us next week, because next week we're going to we're going to talk about a book called Unfair by Adam Benferrado. And I'm excited to dig into that and to have that conversation. All right,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Venus, I'm going to say goodbye and goodbye to
And
our
you too.
listeners.
Bye bye.
And we'll talk to you later.